Hey, what's up, Raz? Hey, Henry. How's everything going? Hanging in there. Just plugging away at stuff. Yeah, seems to be that kind of week. Just, I feel your pain. No family drama, though. Mine sort of just kind of ended, hopefully, for now. But kind of just a meh kind of week. I'm waiting for the summer. That's what I'm waiting for. Can't wait for the summer. Oh, I also got your package in the mail, Raz. For now on, we got to do a priority, only because the slow mail is just not worth the money. Just keep that in mind for next time. Only because the packages always come banged up with slow mail. It looks like someone sat on it. Luckily nothing broke though, but I think slow mail coming to me is like, it must be like guys who just throw the shit into the truck, you know? And it just sits in the back there for a while. Well, you know what it is once it leaves your area, it takes absolutely forever to come to me, because even if somebody was North Jersey and they send me slow mail, it still takes like 2 to 3 days, whereas priority still gets here, you know. So like I said, I'd rather do priority because it's just better that way for where I'm at. And like I said, and slow mail is always trashed. Like literally, someone's always just like drop kicking it. And because the lady at the post office told me the post office really wants to get rid of slow mail. Period. They're trying, I guess. Yeah, like the last time you sent me priority, it got to me in 2 days, so I didn't have a problem with it. Just slow mail, just like I said, slow mail is just it's just bad in my area. Hey, what's up, Jacob? I can't complain too much this week. Hopefully yours was okay. Well, she was doing better, but she's got a bruise on her back now, so we don't know if it's a hematoma or if it's just a bruise. So they're trying to ice it down, but if they can't control it, she's got to go back to the hospital. So kind of waiting on to see how that works over the next 2 or 3 days. Just can't catch a break. We don't know how it happened, but because of blood thinners, like if you're on a blood thinner, you got to be very, very careful. So, it's just one thing after another. Where's that? Here it is. Hey, what's up, Mimi? So I was thinking, should I just put like this nail, like drill a hole in her ear and just put the nail, like, and just use that as like the... I know the head and the piece she has sticking out of here is longer, but... I'm doing okay, Mimi. How you doing? Just taking one day at a time. Been really busting my ass this week trying to get some paintwork done, so I'm moving along pretty well. Put a lot of late nights into some of these items. I don't think I have any other nails that would fit, but I'm thinking, because her piece sort of sticks out like there. Unless I got something in my box of parts I can come up with. don't have anything in there. Let me go check some other parts real quick. Well, I don't have anything else. I think I'm just going to put the nail, kind of cut it and Dremel out the ear. It's the best way to do it. Hey, how's it going, Iceman? So what I'm thinking is, if I can cut this, because the other thing too is if you have something sticking out here but it's not secured, you can snap it off really good. But if I put this nail in there and I cut off about that much, it should work. So I'm thinking maybe I'll just do that. I am hanging in there, Iceman. How are you doing? I think it's just taking one day at a time right now with everything. But I do need to do a lot of fine sanding on some of this stuff. So we need to... I also mixed up eaves about an hour and a half ago for the nun's cap piece. So when that starts getting a little bit stiffer, we can actually work on that. See how it's working. Still pretty soft, so we got some time. Probably like another hour or so. So let's kind of do some fine-tuning and tedious stuff today. We also got all the parts from Raz, so we can start working on the base elements too. Getting closer to getting them painted, so we're getting there. Slowly. I don't know. Never used 3D printed black resin? I don't know. Is it a problem? Is it what, they put too much ink in it or something? Cap broke. Shit. Hey, what's up, Scott? Yep, gotta love the smell of resin. I've been doing some priming inside it because it's been really, really windy this past week, and I decided not to try to heat up the garage too much. Why is this glue not sticking too well? Alright, I'm going to go in the garage and I'm going to drill a hole here. And then after that, I'm going to cut this and see how this looks. Either way, something's got to go into the ear. So I'll be right back. I am giving her a lobotomy, isn't that what it is? Now if I could just cut the nail. So you figure I gotta cut it like right about here. Nails are kind of hard to cut sometimes. Oh no, this one cut easy. This one cut easy. I cut this one too far down. Alright, so it sort of bends down too, right? So I probably have to grab a couple nails. Like, get it right. Hey, what's up, 234? How's it going? Alright, so this needs to be cut a little bit larger. Get it up there. Okay. So that sticks out too far. Now, I wonder if I have a hollow. I used to have some hollow stuff. I still have it. This is all I got. No, that's not going to work. I think what I need to do is we need to sort of bend it. So what if we kept it bent like this? So what I could do is I could put a little eaves in the ear, sort of make the hole, and then at the end I can just kind of glue this in there with, and then it could look like a little ear piece thing inside the ear. Or do you guys think straight out of the ear is better? Alright, I'll have to check it out later, Iceman. So it could be bent upwards, but then I know hers is sort of like bent downwards. Maybe it's bent too much, maybe? Let me see if I can straighten it back out a bit. Maybe that's better. Maybe sort of bent like that. Yeah, so what I'm thinking is, if it's kind of like so, if I fill in this area, fill in this area with eaves, and then make this hole, and then paint that inside silver with this silver, it should look like an earpiece. An earpiece without. I know her earpiece is like really thicker at the end, but I don't think it's gonna. Trying to do it with eaves, I'm not sure if I can get it. I could try. We'll mix up some eaves and we'll see if I can maybe bring this thickness thicker on behind this, and then it won't break. Because my problem is if you try to do something with eaves or like a stick or something, and you take this out of like packaging or you go to move and you hit it, it'll break. But this nail isn't going to snap out of there, so I kind of like the way it is. Yeah, so what we'll do is I'll fill this in with some eaves, and then we'll work out the hole, and then at the end we'll just kind of paint the inside here with this silver. And it should look like an earpiece, so I think it'll work out pretty well. And then what I did do is, for the other gals, I got in the stud pieces, gold. So actually I think what happened is this was delivered to a different address. And I saw some guy put this package on the front of my house the other day, so I guess it went somewhere else. So I dremelled the hole, and then the gold piece will go in their ear like that at the end. So I think that works out pretty good for the cop and the nun. The only problem is I think I gotta just drill. The only problem is it's hard to see, but there's like a little notch at the bottom of these. So I have to sort of kind of dremel the hole a little bit bigger so it goes all the way in. But at least we have the gold earrings for at the end. Put these pieces aside. Put the nails back. It's still soft. Alright, so while the eaves is still curing, let's work on the base and some details. We got a lot of stuff to kind of plan, so I'll take this, I'll put this over here. Alright, so Raz got the base piece done and the ears. So we have the little bunny ears. pretty strong for their size, so I don't really think I need to put a rod there, but we have to figure out how to do those little furry things. But here's the base Raz came up with, which is perfect. So what I did is I dremelled out a hole, and she's going to go on this like that. So that'll be the teleporter area. So that worked out pretty well. So I did sand this down a bit. We are going to attach it on. So what I did is I did little tiny notches, but I also did notches here. The idea is I'm going to glue this down today, and then what I'll probably do is I'll probably Dremel little holes around, and I'll put some eaves in there to really lock it in place, because the problem is if you just put glue on there and you put her on it like so, over time the glue might pop and it might kind of start flopping upwards, and we don't want to do that. So we want to make sure this is attached pretty well. Yeah, so I think what I'll do is we'll paint the whole base like black, and then what we'll do is we'll do a blend of that you know, red, and then I'll mask this off and we'll do this gold and or bronze or whatever, and it should work. But right now I want to get this on there. So to make life a little easier for when we turn it around, so I'm going to use a lot of glue, and I'm going to probably get stoned from the smell of the glue. So let's make sure we line this up correctly. Okay. Now I'm not going to try to put much glue around here because we don't want any glue seeping in here. So I'm going to try to put a bunch of glue around here. Alright, so we're going to need our Insta-Set. Yeah, I did the seam last time. I actually had a chance to get in the garage and sand stuff down one day this week. So, because my mother had to cancel a bunch of appointments this week because she's got to redo her meds. So I had a free week, and I think it was Wednesday. I actually did get in the garage and I sanded down a ton of stuff. So got a lot done, which is good. We're getting there. We're getting pretty close now. So we're kind of at the point where a couple fine details left, a couple extra little details here and there, and then start painting. But we got to get the hand set up. We got to get the bunny things done. We got a lot of little details to go. We're getting there though. Slowly. where it says there was a little bit of like a little bit of cleaning up in between these pieces, which is once I prime it up, I'll see if I need to get in there and sort of like sand. I did some sanding. Like there was a bunch of, I guess because it was so small to print it, there's a little line, so I kind of got all those lines cleaned up. So what I'm gonna do is during the week I'll Dremel a hole here, 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 like there, maybe like one here, here, and there. And then what I'll do is not a big hole, just like a maybe a drill this thick, and just Dremel through a little bit. And then the idea, you know, like a nail, how the nail is a little bit larger up top. So after I Dremel my hole, I'll get a bigger drill bit, and I'll sort of kind of try to create like a kind of a curve here. So this way when you put eaves in there, it'll sort of have a place to hold it down. So I'll kind of try to drill a hole and have it like this. Even though this is thin, this will just help it from peeling up, you know. And then after that, it'll stay on pretty well. I don't trust anything that's primed and then putting another piece on there with just glue like this. I really want to lock it in. Plus, I'm going to Dremel out a little here, and then I'll have to fill this in with some eaves too. Because I don't want that hole just like wide like that either. But I didn't line it up perfect where I did it, but it's enough to. And what I might do too is, you know, I might like squeeze or put some eaves around the edge a little bit here, if there's any kind of gaps. I mean, actually, I might be able to sort of do this a little bit later before the end of the stream, but I just want to let this glue cure up pretty well. So what we'll do is put her on here, kind of leave some weight there as well. Alright, now with that being said, I guess we could start planning out these little fur ball things. Figure out how to do these. Old CGC case. Reason why I'm doing this is because I can do this and then I can just lift it up and put it to the side to cure. instead of trying to lift them up one by piece a little bit. Just makes life a little easier to handle them. Oh yeah, this was an old CGC case that I cracked open. I forgot what comic it was. It was an old one because you could see how like flexible it is. I think it was something I cracked open and then I went and had signed at one of the conventions. There's no reason to. It was one of those ones. There was no reason to bring to them to crack it open because it wasn't a really expensive book. So. Sometimes, like when you have a low number and you have them crack it open, they'll keep that low number. But sometimes if you get it signed and you crack it open yourself, you get a higher number. And this one actually got a higher number, I think. Although I forget what book it was. So... came out pretty good, Raz. Because they're small, they're actually got some nice strength in them. Alright, let's get more latex gloves. Jason, yeah, these are, whatchamacallit, these are E3, they're E3 Monster, right, Raz, or were they Eve? They're E3. E3 Monster. These were, STL files, and they were the nude version, and, Raz printed them up for us. ES Monster, okay, ES Monster. And I'll give me a second. I'll put if you have a chance, you could go ES Monster Patreon. He did these. She comes in a dress, and she also comes nude. So we printed out 3 nude ones. So Star Trek, Nun, and Police Officer. So basically, they're nude Jessica Rabbits we sculpted from the ground up. Not sculpted the anatomy and body, just the outfit and everything. Yeah, police officers come along pretty well. Just got a couple more tweaks. She'll be holding up the handcuffs at the end. Wherever the hell the handcuffs are. I have them over here, yeah. Yeah, the handcuffs. The finger broke off, but... she'll be holding the handcuffs like this. So, we're getting there slowly. Yeah, no problem. Any other questions, ask away. I would love to do more of the Sideshow customs, but she's so damn expensive now. It's really, really hard to find her cheap, unless somebody sends me one to work off of. So that's why when I found these off ES Monster, I said this would be good for customs. Hey, what's up, Butterfly? Yeah, as far as sales go, is if no Patreon member is interested in it, they'll just end up on eBay. Yeah, it's kind of funny. I always tell this story to people. Back when I was starting to get into all these custom stuff, I started getting the ideas of the Jessica Rabbits, and I was like, oh man, she's such a cool character to customize. So that's when I did the Phoenix and the Wonder Woman. Then I did the Slave Leia, and then just after I did those, she used to be like $150 a piece, like brand new. Nobody was really buying her. And then after I did my customs off of her, like overnight she skyrocketed in price. It was weird. So if I had known that she would have been like, you know, oh yeah, when she first came out, I think she was only like what, $200 or $250 or $100. But she didn't really sell well there for a while on the secondary market. And I was, at the time is when I lost my job and I started doing statues like kind of full time, and I wanted to keep doing it more and more. And I was like, oh man, if I could get these cheap Jessicas, I can, you know, customize them and sell them, you know, kind of keep the flow going. And then the guy that lives now near me, I met him at a comic book store and I bought it for $150. And then I bought another one off of eBay for like $150 plus shipping. And then literally after I did my customs, like 2 weeks later, she just skyrocketed up to like, you know, $800, and then $1,000, and then before I knew it, she was like $2,500 at one point. It was like, it's a sleeper statue from Sideshow. When she first came out, nobody was like, yeah, whatever, Jessica Rabbit, who cares? But then all of a sudden, I guess all the Jessica Rabbit fans started finding it, and then they started buying it up, and it just dried up. That was kind of the thing back in the day. Statues would come out, they would be sort of popular, but then they would, secondary market, they would sort of tank. And then all of a sudden, like, I guess people want those old ones, or new people came into the hobby, and they just became scarce and skyrocketed. Yeah, the only problem though with the Sideshow one, she has a design flaw in the waist. So she cracks at the waist. That's why I found a lot of broken ones. So underneath her cloth, her two bodies connect, and underneath the cloth there, it's such a weak point, it cracks on people. So after I did my Wonder Woman, Phoenix, and then I did the Slave Leia, she jumped up, skyrocketed. But I started getting people contacting me like, hey, my Jessica's broken, do you want to buy it from me? And I would buy cheap ones. Yeah, it's not all of them are broken, but some of them broke. And I found also cheap ones where the feet were broken. Like, if you go into the waist, if you feel like there's a little bit of wobbling, it probably might have cracked there. But I'm not saying it's going to, like, fall over, because they put a rod in here. There's, like, a rod in the body. But all the ones that I've ever chopped up and I reworked for people were cracked at the waist. And then plus the other thing, it's got that glitter cloth, so I hate that. Well, when I had Raz print these out, I wanted them to 1/4 scale, because you could print these in any scale you want. So I wanted these to keep up like around that 1/4 scale. Hey, what's up, Devastator? Yeah, I mean, if you keep them on the shelf and you don't, you make sure they're like dust free, they'll last forever. But, you know, when people move them a lot, or you pack them in your box and you move and you ship and you buy, you risk all those damages. Best thing to do is just contact me through my website's contact page, and I'll get back to you. Usually I reply on Sundays, and everything is always case by case, so there's really no set price on anything. But yeah, more than welcome to come and chat any other time and ask questions. That's what I do this for. Alright, so should they be about like that big? Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, hop in chat another time. You can see how these progress. Hopefully I could start painting them up in another couple weeks. It's about this big for each of them. Alright, so this is her hand, so it's about the size, right? So you think a little bit smaller, or? Alright, I could do that. I could do that. I also found a good paint for her outfit too. I am working on an item for somebody, and I ordered this red paint. So I ordered this red paint, and it actually sprays on really, really good. So I'm thinking when I paint up her outfit, we do this as a base color, and then I can speckle like regular paint red and silver speckle, and we can make it look like her outfit with this as a base. So I think I got her outfit set in mind. Yeah, I'm thinking like if I do that base coat paint, and then I do like speckle regular red and metallic silver, we can get that glitter effect. So I'm thinking, because I had to order that paint for the other Supergirl I'm working on. And when I sprayed it on the item, it came out really good, so I was actually shocked. It's kind of a really good paint brand. I gotta buy more of their colors. Alright, so with that being said, I'm thinking let's cut. This is too. Let's use this. So I'm thinking just kind of. There's no way I'm gonna be able to sculpt fur, you know. So I'm thinking maybe think I need to get something a little bit more stronger. Damn, I threw that out. Shit. I had. Did I throw it out? Yes, I did. How's this one? How does this one work? I think what we'll have to do is just kind of do some weird paint to it as well, and then I think we can get like a sort of a look to it. So I'm guessing just that, and then it's kind of experiment here. So do is yeah, I think we'll have to just kind of, sort of, what do you guys think? Just stuff like, this is what I had in mind, stuff like that, you know? I'm just hoping that they stay in there. They got a cure inside the ear. Yeah, the paintwork we'll do like, you know, a gray one, and then we could do like a brown one with like white in there, and then because the idea is I want to be able to like let whoever ends up with this, they could kind of just plop them anywhere they want. You know, I don't want to try to magnetize them or put them anywhere specific. Just kind of like, okay, I want one here, I want one there, and that's it, you know. And then when I do the paint work, we'll kind of spruce it up a little bit. We'll add streaks, and you know, I can do a little sponge work too, and it'll come together a little bit than trying to force the fur. No, her hand's got the communicator. These are just for the base. So I gotta get the communicator set up for the hand. These are just gonna be placeable on the base, and that's it. Hey Ed, no, I don't have any more of that fake snow. I used to have a kit of it. Yeah, no, I don't have that. Oh, maybe do I? Let me see. Let me look in my drawer. No, not up there. No, I used to. I think that kit I had was bad. What I could do is next time I go to Joann's, if they haven't closed yet, because I know they were closing a bunch of stores. If the one by me hasn't closed, maybe they might have some kind of like fur stuff there or something that I can sort of mess around with. But if they don't, then oh well. I'm not overthinking it. I think these kind of work pretty well. They're a little bit weird looking, but I think it works. But I'll keep that in mind though. Yeah, at that point, there's no sense in redoing it, because when you start trying to reposition arms and legs, you also have to consider torso. You know, like you can't just sit there and be like, "Oh, I'm going to swap out arms." So, if you see how her torso and her body language is like this with her hips, if you try to reposition stuff, sort of the hips and stuff should be changing with it. So if you start, you know, like say if Wonder Woman's, like you know the tweeter head Wonder Woman with her arms sticking up in the air, the way her torso is positioned in a way where it goes. If you try to put the arm down, it doesn't really translate well to where the rib cage and the shoulder blades go. So you're pretty much just asking for just a ton of work that might look weird at the end. Yeah, I know you want to keep the OGs together, but you just can't. There's just so much you can only do. You know, and don't forget, we're chopping up resin, and you got to make things look right, but you can only go so far with it. And the amount of work, too, it's like, do you really want to put all that work into it? Yeah, I mean, if there's an STL file out there you like, and it's a Wonder Woman, but you want to tweak it a bit, I would just kind of print that out and tweak it and print it in scale, you know? I personally, even though I like the first Wonder Woman from Sideshow, I personally think that there's better stuff out there and options. It's a nice statue, it's good as is, you can only go so far with it, but if you really want to have something of the Trinity, I would just look for another item. Because the way Sideshow sculpted that, I don't know. There's good stuff about it, bad stuff about it. Yeah, I mean, if you want to keep the base and you want to keep the elements, but you need a different figure of Wonder Woman, then find a different one. So my question to you is, do you want a female with one leg up to reposition it, or do you want like a figure standing on the base? Because there's a bunch of sculpts out there that are really nice we could use. You know, it all depends on, you know, what you like and what you want to replace it with. Like that Wonder Woman from Sideshow, when they first did the head sculpt, it was beautiful. But everybody cried about the head sculpt, and they were like, I don't like it. So Sideshow changed it in production, and I think the head sculpt came out like crap. The original head was great, but people cried about the jawline, that it was too manly, but the jawline was fine. But Sideshow listened to everybody, and they screwed up the head sculpt. I love the original head sculpt for it. So I guess the thing is, I don't know. You just gotta kind of, what are you thinking? Trying to think. I got a bunch of files that I kind of like that can still be used. They don't all have to be nude, but they don't need to be all armored up either. And like I said, you don't have to just look at Wonder Woman. There's that one rogue statue, that one. Oh, excuse me, pizza's coming back up. There's that rogue 80s version where she's walking. She's got the punk hair. It's a really nice anatomy, but you can change the head, but it's got a good walking pose. If you like if you like a Sideshow item, there might be another Sideshow item you like too. It doesn't have to be an STL file. If you like the Catwoman body, you want to get a different head. If you like the Poison Ivy statue and you want to put that on the base, but put it in a Wonder Woman. I'm talking about the first Poison Ivy with her hands in her hair. I'm trying to think. There's other options. There's thousands of options. It just depends on how much do you want to spend. Is it going to be a Holy Grail, and what kind of pose do you want? All right. So these are my little bunny blobs. So we'll kind of let these cure up, and then see what we could do with paintwork. What you should do, Jacob, is you should send me some of these files you're interested in. Send me the links, and then I could look at the file and tell you that, oh, this might work, but this won't work, or we could do this and we could do that. You know what I'm saying? Anything could fit on the original base. I mean, once you chop off you could sort of cut the top off a bit, and then we can always fit something on that base. It doesn't have to be one leg up. No, Iceman, they make plenty. I just buy up all the red. I'm the only person that buys red, it seems. Hold on. I'll show you an example of an item I was thinking about. Give me 1 second here. Where is... No, I just have enough to last me a couple months, and then I'll buy more. Some odd reason nobody buys red. I'm the only one. That's why it's always on sale. Devastator, give me a second. Alright, so I'm going to post this link for you, Jacob, in chat. This, I mean, I like this rogue a lot. The body, the head could be changed, but the head, you know, could be swapped out. But the body is not bad, you know. You could put that on the base. So when I say look for sculpts, look for stuff like that, too. It doesn't have to be Wonder Woman. DT Geeks Show Channel? Is that's DT Geeks? Are you talking about the one 2 weeks ago, Devastator? Or no, it just came out 6 days ago? It's not bad. I like it. Is it an STL file or is it like a full run you got to get on the list and pay for it? Yeah, it's not bad. I like it. It's not bad. I'll post it in chat so you guys can take a look. That's the one, correct? Yeah, the face looks a little but I'm not seeing a close-up in that video. Let me look at the other one. Yeah, the face is I mean, the anatomy and pose look great. I think it's just the face. You know what it might be? It might be the lips. So you might just have like Angelina Jolie lips, but they're a little too big. It's not bad. I look at it this way. If this is something like a holy grail for you and you really love it, go for it. But if you're just buying it to buy it, then I can't really tell you what to do then. Yeah, I think it's the lips are too big. That's the first thing that jumped out at me was the lips. They looked a little too big for her for the bottom, like from the nose down. They just look, not saying that women don't have big lips like that, but that's the first thing that I saw right away. But the pose and anatomy look great. Like her abs and midsection look great. So, I mean, my thing is, if you love the pose and you love the body and you like, it's like, oh, but you don't like the head, it's also possible that if you really wanted to go the extra mile and spend the money, you could find an STL file, you could print out a different head, and you could rework it and put a different head on her if you wanted to do that. But it all depends on, you know, if this is a holy grail, you know. Because say you always wanted a Savage Land Rogue, and this is the Rogue you want, but you just don't like the head, you could take it that step further. But if it's just like, I like it, but I don't really need it, it's like, you got to just weigh up your options. Do you want to spend the money? Do you not want to spend the money? Is the head always going to bother you? Are you going to be okay with it? The other thing is, you don't know what the final production is going to be, because it said pre-order. So the final production might not even look like that. It might look pretty bad, you know? So you got to weigh up your options. Yeah, Jacob, send me links. We could go over some ideas. The other thing too is, you know, don't rule out sideshow statues. The DC females, because the Marvel females are usually smaller in scale. But, you know, if there's a sideshow, like if you like the Black Canary statue, or, you know, or one of the other sideshows, there's always, you could do those too, you know. There you go, Lux. Yeah, see, with STL files now, it opens up a world of possibilities where even if you buy a sideshow statue and you don't like the head, you can go and find an STL file and print it out in scale and swap it out. It takes a little bit of adjustments, getting the heads right, the scales, adding the, you know, keying, but you can do it. It just takes money and time, that's all. Yeah, I would sleep on it. Like, I'm looking at that Rogue you sent, and I like it. If that was an STL file, that might be a file that I would buy for myself to put in my own collection, but print out a different head. But as a pre-painted statue that you have to get on a kit run, that's where I'm like, I don't really need it. Because I understand that, you know, the pre-painted ones are, you know, they cost a lot of money, because and you have to wait like 3 years for it to be produced and all that stuff. But if it's a Holy Grail, get it. If it's not, do you want to wait? Do you want to get on the list? If it comes out in 2 years or a year, is there something else going to come out? You know, I tell people all the time, go for Holy Grails. If you have the extra money and you can blow money on side stuff, go for it. But if you're tight with money, or you're kind of pushing your collection, I always tell people, go for your Holy Grail. That's what I do. I only focus on my favorite characters and what I want. I don't care about teams. I just want my Grails, and that's it. Yeah, Iceman, sometimes these pre-paint items can take up to 3 years to get out the door, because the way the factories work is, if they're going to produce, like, say, 30 of those Savage Land Rogues, that's not where their money is. Their money is producing, like, 3,000, 5,000 for Sideshow. So they do those on the side, you know. They'll focus on their main accounts first, and then they'll work on the side items here and there until they get done. Hey, what's up, Raccoon? Yeah, a lot of people seem to be having issues with notifications with YouTube. A lot of people are saying that they're not doing it like they used to. There's some, Iceman, there is some people that have been waiting 5 years for Sculpt still, I think, because I think it's also the producer's fault where they're not paying the money that they should be paying to the factories to get it done. But that's a whole other can of worms. Yeah, I know XM stuff, that's a whole other can of worms. There's even Prime 1 statues that still haven't come out yet too, so... Yeah, I just focus on Grails. I mean, like I said, I'm looking at that Rogue, and it's nice. It's a really nice statue. It's got a really good proportionate body. It's got some nice muscle tone to her. But it's not something that I'm like, I gotta have that, you know? But, like I said, if it was an STL file, I would definitely say, yeah, that might be something I would love to print out, you know? Alright. These are starting to stiffen up a bit. Alright, where am I at? Alright, so these are the ears. We're going to let these cure up, and then these could go on the base. So we're going to put these aside. While I got some Aves here, I gotta lock up these magnets for my side item. That's what I've been getting a lot of though from people. A lot of people are really starting to be like, I want my holy grails more than anything now. I think people have run out of room in their collection rooms, or they don't want to spend the money. Yeah, like I mean, you could tell me. I don't know how much that rogue is. You could say it in chat. If you don't want to, that's fine. But from my experience, these things are usually what, like anywhere from 800 to 1200 plus shipping. But I've seen some of these pre-painted items that you have to get in the kit runs, you know, and I'm sitting there like, oh man, I'll go into debt to get that thing. But then I sit down, like you said, I mull it over for a couple days. I'm like, yeah, I don't need it. Like, for instance, that Power Girl that came out recently, you know, the one that everyone really loves. Everybody was sending me emails. They're like, yo, this Power Girl's amazing. I'm looking at it. I'm like, I love it, but I don't love it enough to get it. You know, I'm like, do I really want to put myself in a hole for this one when, you know, I could buy another Sideshow statue of a different character and make a different Power Girl from scratch, you know? It's like... And then when I had that client who wanted to get it for me, you know, as a gift and stuff, and we worked out an agreement, I got it. But it's just, you know, sometimes it's like... and the other thing, too, is I bought a couple items back in the day, and by the time they came out, I realized I should have never got on the list and got it, because by the time they came out, I'm like, there's 5 more items that came out recently I could have got right away, and I would have been happier. Yeah, you gotta. It's weird. It's like, years ago when I was in the hobby, like, oh, I gotta get on the list. You gotta get it. It's like that FOMO if you're missing out, you know. And then after I got it, I'm sitting there. I'm like, it's on my shelf. I'm like, I really didn't care about this, you know. Like, why did, you know? So I just stick to the Holy Grails. I got like 5 items on the side that I really want to make for myself. I haven't gotten to them yet. I'll get to them when I get to them. If even with comic books and stuff, if I don't feel I need to order it right then and there and get it, I sit on it for a while, like Raccoon said. Like you know that Hinata statue from Naruto I got from I forget the name of the company. When I saw that statue, I knew it was like, I have to have this statue. I cannot live unless I without this. I made sure I got that. If I don't feel that way anymore, I'm like, I'm not gonna get it. It's like, I don't really need it. And when I got that Hinata and I put it on my shelf, I was like, oh, I'm so glad I got this thing. I love it. You know, it's what I've always wanted. And I was happy. So... I see a lot of guys, at least a lot of my friends tell me, people get in on these statues and they're like, oh, you know, they don't want to miss out on it. And then the next thing you know, like in 3 months, they're trying to sell their pre-order to somebody else. So I think it's like a lot of that FOMO people get. And then it runs out and then they're like, ah, I don't want it. Ooh, ice cream truck already? Raccoon's probably running out there right now. You gotta get the ice cream in the toilet paper cup. The push-up one. Forget what they were called. Yeah, you're gonna get that no matter what, Devastator. There's always gonna be those guys that are helping sort of get that FOMO out there, like, oh, if you don't get this, you know, blah blah blah. But there's still good ones out there, though. I'm not saying they're all bad. There's a lot of good sculpts out there, and I know I got a couple friends who are like, oh my god, I can't live without this one, which I get. I never got the wrestling ones. I was more into I was more of an Italian ice guy. I always got the Italian ice in those yellow cups. That's my thing, Italian ice. I love Italian ice. Okay, so that's kind of the pattern. I'm gonna kind of flip it so it doesn't hit the arms. So I'm thinking that should go right there. So that should be about what I'm looking to do. So I think I mixed up enough Aves where I got 2 goes at this. Let's hope so. Alright, I should have enough. Maybe I don't. So this is sort of soft, but still. Alright, cool. We'll give it a shot. Kind of cut a little bit shorter, just in case I need to fudge something. Let's get the other cows out of the way. Now this is remember that bad red Aves I got a while ago? This is what I mixed this up earlier. There's little chunks in here, but the reason why I figured I would use this for the flap, it's still usable, that if I screwed this up, or it went bad and I had to rip it off, I used the bad stuff. But if it cures and it works, it'll be fine. So it's kind of my plan with this one. Just hope this works. Okay. All right. So this is going to go like so. I'm not worried if I don't go all the way up to the cap, because I'm going to sort of, it's a problem. So I think I need to cut some of this. I'm going to go in the garage and cut it with my other thing, be a little easier. Alright, next step is get all this baby powder off of this. Alright, got that set, so let's pray for the best here. kind of fearing I'm gonna have to go up a little bit thicker here. And there's going to be some tweaking involved. So I think I need to do is I'm gonna have to bring some in here and sand this down. Yeah, didn't quite line up the way I wanted on this side. Suppose the hands could come in and out. This one though. I'll rework some of the upper part in here to kind of give some kind of tweaking involved. But this side here kind of need to bring some here. So what do you guys think of that? This piece here's got to kind of roll over a little bit more, maybe. You mean to fold back here? I gotta rework. I gotta sort of kind of create like stuff up here. I'll rework it up here. I gotta sand this down. But right now I'm just trying to get the outsides going. I'm just trying to hide some imperfections on the sides. But I'm going to have to sort of do a little sculpting here and kind of bring this in a little bit more. But I still want to make sure the arms can pop out. And I can sort of paint it. Well, you keep messing around with rebuilding your printer every week, so yeah, you got to get back to sculpting, man. Yeah, I think what I need to do is just, once this cures up, just kind of work out the insides a bit, and then sort of bring this in a little bit more. Kind of, just bring that in and kind of flush out this side a bit. And then I'll bring this part up a little bit more here. And that should kind of work for her. That's a month too long, man. I thought you said you already finished the flames on that Hercules. What happens if it doesn't work full time? What are you gonna do? Well, if this ever bombs for me, we could both work at Walmart together. How about that? If I were you, I would, if games is a steady income, I would stick to games and just do statue as a side gig. You know? Keep the steady flow incoming and just work on the side, and then if the statue stuff booms, then you can do it, you know? That's sort of what I did all these years with what I'm doing. I had a full-time graphic designer's job, but I was doing side jobs every weekend on statues. And then when I lost my job, that's when I kind of just started taking on more and more work. You know what it is you get a sort of a following, you get a good reputation going. And then, if it's something to fall back on, you fall back on it. Or you could become a hitman, one or the other. I would suck out as much work out of the video game industry as much as you can, only because like AI is just taking it over like crazy, and it's gonna come to the point where they won't need you anymore. So I would keep it going for a little bit longer if I were you. That's just what I would do in my position, because the statue market's getting flooded. Oh yeah, make your own game too. That's those guys on Steam are starting to make bank now with these little indie games. Like a lot of these AAA games aren't worth the money anymore. So honestly, I would making your own indie game, and making it just stupid fun can make you a good profit on your own. You don't have to, sell millions of copies. You could just, do enough just to kind of get by. Hey, what's up, JC? How's it going? You know what you could do? Make yourself an airbrushing game. You know, they got games for water, water pressure of cleaning walls. They have a lawnmower game. They have I just saw these guys online. They're playing this game where you work at like a McDonald's and you got to cook burgers and give them to make an airbrushing game where you got to paint up a statue or something. You know, something stupid. Something where people could drop like $5, play a game on Steam. Oh, you talked to Andy? How's he doing? Yeah, I've had such a horrible year. I haven't reached out to him in a while. I should try to shoot him. Last time I sent him an email, that's when my mother ended up in the hospital afterwards, and I just lost track of replying to him. I still check his art every once in a while too. I haven't forgot about him. Every time I think I'm ahead, I get kicked in the ass and I'm behind again, you know? Yeah, the AI is really making it harder for artists. Well, you let me know, Iceman. Keep me posted. I don't know if he would want to. I should shoot him a suggestion, but you could, if you talk to him, oh, really? Wow. Yeah, it's sad. The AI stuff is just blowing up. You should tell him. I don't know if it would work though. There's a lot of people are doing. I have like 30 blank cover Power Girl comics that I want to go to like comic book shows and commission like artists to do me sketch covers. And I'm not trying to do like, I'm not trying to do crazy sketches like these. I just kind of want to do like just like quick head sketches just to meet the artists and stuff. You should try to tell him to see if he could pick up some blank covers and do what's popular. I know Magic from X-Men from the Marvel Rival games is popular. I see a lot of guys on Instagram do blank covers now, and they sell them on. Oh man, there's a site. My friend said there's a site where people sell these blank covers and stuff. Ah, man, what is that? Nerdcrawler. I think that's what it's called, Nerdcrawler. And a lot of the famous artists, what they'll do is they'll do sketch covers of comic book characters and they put on Nerdcrawler. I'm not saying he's going to make bank, but, I got a friend who's big into Magic. He loves the character from X-Men, and he's always having sketches done and blank covers done when he goes to shows. Once I get my funding back and I can go to comic book shows, I want to meet artists and have them do sketch covers for me. I know a couple of the top guys, they'll do blank covers and then they'll just do it on Nerdcrawler and let it sell to the highest bidder. It's really, really popular now. But I can't say it's going to make a bank though either. That's the problem. Yeah, it's like Like, I'll be honest. I see a lot of AI artwork, and I like it. I'm not gonna say it's, I understand it's taboo and blah blah blah. But I love traditional art as well. So I like to look at both, and I still want to get traditional stuff, in my collection. It's just that it's just till I get back on funding, but I still like to meet the artist and get sketches done. Oh yeah, there's I saw on DeviantArt there's already guys that are mimicking Jim Lee artwork. So, I said to people a year ago, 2 years ago, you're going to have a favorite artist, and you're going to be able to go into AI and boom, pop out artwork just like your favorite artist. Like, I love Adam Hughes' art. I love the guy of Villabos, Ian Churchill. And if you train the AI enough, they'll be able to pump out 5,000 images a week on that artist, I mean, that's where we're headed. It's sad, but like I said, I think our generation is slowly seeing the AI, but they still love traditional, but the young generation is going to be strictly AI. See, I personally like going to the comic book shows and meeting the artist and, seeing them draw it and have it in my collection. But the young generation does not care about that. They rather just sit there, do a prompt, get some artwork, and go on with their day. Yeah, I said it, I'll say it again, and I keep saying it. Our generation, Generation X, and the later end of millennials, when we are old and in gray 70s, we're in retirement homes, all the stuff we're into, comic book art, comic book statues, like, the young generation is not going to want any of this stuff. The young generation is moving toward AI, because they could rent the what is it, like, you get these AI programs for like, what, $5, $10 a month or something, or even for free, and you could pump out a bunch of artwork and you're done. You don't have to spend really any money. Yeah, Andy is kind of that risque artwork. But I saw his style a long time ago. He did me a Power Girl artwork. I have it on my wall on the other room. Nice, good, clean version, not a dirty version. But it's yeah. There's a lot of people getting hit with this stuff. It's hard. I don't have an answer for it. That's the problem. I have no answer for it. Majority of people are going to be like, oh, I could buy this AI artwork for $2 versus commissioning somebody, I think the problem is I think that the comic book industry, and I'll specifically say the comic book industry, destroyed art for people because they went all with this agenda crap and they got rid of all the old artists and everything has to look like you can't tell if it's male or female, and it just made a lot of people jaded toward like art and like comic books art. And when I go to these comic book shows, all those old artists that used to have lines out the door to meet them, I could walk up to them and just talk to these people now. I think the comic book industry like made people jaded toward like comic book artists, and just they're not in love with comic books like they used to be anymore. And I think that's part of it, because the majority of all that art out there is comics, As far as like scenery landscapes, the AI artwork killed that market. I mean, I've gone on DeviantArt, and the AI scenery, people pump out AI scenery like there's just so much out there. It's insane. But I think it has to do with schools. It has to do with the agendas. It just, they're not teaching kids to like be creative. So I don't know. Yeah, I mean, even the independent people are still struggling. You know. I don't know. I don't have an answer. We could talk about it to the day we're blue in the face, but I really don't have any answers to this anymore. All I know is AI is coming up, and the young generation is loving it. They're embracing it, and that's just where it's going to go. But see, the problem with the independent market's going to get killed because have you gone on YouTube and have you looked at these like AI trailers of like X-Men in the 50s and X-Men in the 60s? It's still sort of new, but those trailers make Disney trailers look like crap to me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, go on YouTube and look up AI trailers for X-Men in the 50s. Look up like, you know, Matrix in the 60s, DC superheroes. The AI is just, it's coming fast. I mean, it is like, like on Instagram, they would do like an AI of Jessica Rabbit, and it would look, you know, it would look like an AI image. And that was about a year ago. But now, those AI images, they're able to animate them. So, like, Jessica Rabbit would be, like, here, and then she could, like, turn and look upwards, and the camera could pan around, and that's what AI is doing now. So it's moving faster than just an image. It's taking that image, and it's also animating it now. There's a guy that I follow on Instagram, I was looking at his AI stuff, and I followed him, and then now he's animating everything. So he'll do an image, and then he'll have like a 10-second animation of her looking upwards, and it's like within a year we went from just making an image, now that image is animated. So what that tells me, within 3 years you're going to be able to take a AI image and make a little short story, like maybe like even a minute story. Like there's one I saw it because I saw Power Girl. There's a YouTube channel where they have all the superhero females of DC, and they're all animated AI, and it's broken up though, but they kind of like are fighting a villain, but it's still infancy. But that just tells me it's going to take over. And I think Disney knows this. I think Disney knows that their days are numbered. Because why would you want to spend money on an AI Disney movie when you can AI your own movie at home? Yeah, trust me. It's going to kill an industry. It's going to kill an industry, and it's going to kill it fast. And the only way it's going to get better is if the people wake up and like, I still want traditional stuff. So what could happen is AI could come out. It could come out so fast, so furious, and people just start getting tired of it, and they might want to go back to getting traditional stuff. I don't know. Trust me, I try to support traditional people as much as I can. Like you could see my wall. You know, even a digital artist, you know, I had some digital stuff done. I have traditional stuff done, and everything. I'm not going to be like lie and say I don't. You know, I'll pick up some AI artwork here and there, but I still love my traditional stuff. Well, sooner or later, down the line, statues will die. Because 3D printing will print out in color. But, like I said, I don't think the young generation is into this stuff too much anyway. So I'm not really, like, you know, once we're all... But then again, when it hits us, it's going to hit everything. So we're all going to be screwed. Well, yeah, I don't know. I really don't know where it's gonna go. I do know when I go to the comic book shows, they're not like they used to be. There is people that like to go to them, but I don't see the... I don't know. I don't know what to say. I have no clue. It's you could tell people to support people till you're blue in the face, but the young kids are just gonna be like, I don't care, you know? What is it? It's Gen Alpha? I think it's Gen Alpha. Is that the latest generation? I just don't think they give a crap. I don't think they want to... Not saying all of them, but I think the majority just are like, I don't want to draw, I don't want to paint, I don't want to do this, I don't want to do that. I'll just have AI do it for me. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you guys. I wish I had some answers, but I don't. We could just ride the wave. Just ride the wave and see what happens. The more people I talk to too, the more like comic book collectors I talk to, the more they tell me their kids have no interest in their collections. Like, you know, if they like kick the bucket, their kids are like, oh, you know, they just don't want, they don't care. And even like the video game industry, like the AAA games are dying. Like nobody cares about them anymore. They're all bug ridden. They're not creative anymore. So everything is just kind of dying. Oh, I'm with you on that, Raccoon. I'm with you there. we are headed toward idiocracy big time. The new generation is dumb as shit. I don't know if it's faster or simpler. I just think that he's in a niche market. Yeah, see, I'm not part of like that, you know, sketching art like community, so I don't really know what people are looking for. And I don't know what people are willing to spend either. Like, don't get me wrong, there's a couple artists I would love to get sketches from, but their waiting list is full, and they cost like, you know, anywhere from $800 to $1,000, and The times I have the money to do it, they're full, and the times they're available, I'm broke. I don't know. I think he's got a. Honestly, I mean, let's face it. If you really want to make money, you want to do what people are going to pay for, and that's your typical DC Marvel characters. You know, your Jean Greys, your Harley Quinn, Magic from X-Men, Wolverine. You know, if you stick to the most popular stuff, you probably can make money. You know, your own stuff. You got to kind of market it. You got to get it out there. You got to get on Instagram. You got to promote it. Yeah, that's the other problem too. His niche market's very niche. And I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I got nothing. I got nothing. Only thing I can think is we'll all end up on the bread line waiting for bread, or we'll all be working at Walmart. No, I'm just, you know what it is? I'm trying to brainstorm. And I don't know if anybody in chat's got ideas, but I'm just trying to think that, you know, like, for instance, Ed Bain Studio. If you go on eBay and you look up Ed Bain Studio, so Ed Bain's is a famous artist, but he has like a school. So he has these artists, and they do drawings like this all the time. Some are good, some are bad, and they put them on eBay each week. So they pump out a character. So some of these guys might sell, one of these sketches for, like $150, $200, where other ones that are meh, they might get like $40. So people are buying sketches still, but it's your comic book characters that I know of. Like this guy here is Leandro. I found him from Ed Bain Studio. I commissioned him for these. This guy over here is Carlos. I commissioned him. These guys from Brazil are hungry for work, and they pump out this stuff on the daily. And I love his artwork and everything. So, if he wants to make money, you gotta stick to what people really want to put on their walls and stuff. And then you gotta get on like Instagram, and you gotta get on like, like me. I do my stuff. I do YouTube. Well, that's the other thing too, Jacob. A lot of people run out of room, so. Well, even the statue market's changed too. I get a lot of people now who want holy grails versus just buying something to buy something. Yeah, I think if Andy wants to make money, he's got to go on famous characters, Jessica Rabbit. A lot of the AI stuff I see is like, Velma, Daphne, Jessica Rabbit, Emma Frost, Jean Grey, Wonder Woman. They could be in sexy poses, but they're the famous characters. Even like the Flintstone girls, the Jetsons, Pokemon girls, like all that stuff people are still buying. Yeah, I don't know. It's also marketing. You gotta get yourself out there. You gotta do what people want. Hey, what's up, Terrell? Yeah, YouTube's kind of flaking out on everybody on YouTube lately. There's a couple other guys that live stream and no notifications are going out, so... Nah, if he... Honestly, I don't think anyone could really go after him anymore. If you go on DeviantArt, I go down a rabbit hole. Like, when I was looking up these Jessica Rabbit images, and I was kind of like, alright, let me go on DeviantArt and kind of come up with some ideas. You know, I find like a nun of Jessica Rabbit, and then when I refresh the page like 5 times going through, it's just straight up porn stuff, you know? So, it's like... It's so rampant on DeviantArt with AI and the graphic images people are doing. They can't go after everybody. They would have to go after DeviantArt at this point. And then I see people who get kicked off of DeviantArt and they're back the next day. Oh, Nintendo, are you kidding me? Princess Peach, Zelda, the stuff that's on DeviantArt is mind-blowing what they're doing. It's and the problem is I'm just looking for reference art, and I go down that rabbit hole, and I don't need to see Princess Peach. Well, what they do, I can't really talk about it on stream, but it's like I don't need to see that. But it's people are doing it, so they can't stop it. Trust me, like I look up artwork and ideas all the time. I love looking up on art. I've done it ever since the internet started. I could spend an hour or two at night just looking up artwork compared to watching a movie. And you go on DeviantArt or you go on Google, and before you know it, it's just straight up just graphic stuff with these characters. You know, I'll see like a headshot of Jessica Rabbit. I'm like, oh, that looks awesome. Let me click on the picture, and then when you see the whole picture, it's like, all right, let's just go back to that headshot. I didn't need to see what she was doing, you know? Yeah, at this point, it's crazy. It's insane. Oh yeah, Lola Bunny. When I was looking at Lola Bunny, oh my god, it was like, you know, I was just looking up to see how her shorts would go on her body. And by the time I sifted through like pages of Lola Bunny, it got to the point where I was like, she wasn't even wearing shorts anymore. So I was like, all right. Yeah, I think back, like, this goes back to statues, JC. Back in the day, if you made more than 15 of a bust of Superman, DC would come down on you. And now people are making Superman pre-painted statues, 30 of them, selling them at $1,000 a piece, and then making a Wonder Woman the next month. They're pulling in like $150K a year, and they're not paying the license. So those days of DC going after anybody are over. You're like, if they're not going after those guys, what are they going to do now? Just like, I think it was, well, let's go back to around like maybe 2015, 2014, before I made this a full-time thing. I remember, I think Marvel tried to send me a cease and desist letter, but I was like, what are you going to do? I only made one statue of a character. I wasn't producing like 30 of them. So a one of a kind, they couldn't do anything. Yeah, Samus as well, Lux. You're right. Yeah, like, but just tell Andy, man, just go with the popular characters. You want to, sadly, you want to make money, and you want to get you know it out there. You just got to go where the money is, and it's popular characters. Just like I'm doing this stuff, you know, I do Jessica Rabbits, you know, I do commissions, and then I do my own stuff. So it's like, you gotta find that balance. Yep, raccoon, that's right. Sex sells. Yeah, I think I've changed my business model throughout the years. When I first started getting into everything, I was doing like just customs, but I sort of focused on what sells, what I enjoy. I enjoy the female stuff. It sells, but I enjoy it though. Um, but I started venturing into stuff like Jessica Rabbits and the Pokemon girls and Bowsette, and I started venturing into that stuff as well. So I do Wonder Woman stuff. I do commissions for people. I do this type side stuff. So it's like trying to always see what people are into. Well, if you go on my YouTube channel, I just finished up Jessie from Pokemon Team Rocket, and I said she was for sale, and somebody snagged her right away. I think it's the same guy who got the Bowsette too. So you just got to go with fan favorites, I think people are always going to buy traditional, but you got to go with the fan favorites. See, I look at it this way. Do I always love the character I'm working on? Not all the time, but I look at it that I just love working on statues. So I'd rather just say, hey, at least I get to do this. It might be a popular character, but at least I get to work on statues. So, I mean, we would probably all love to do our own stuff, but... Well, let's take this statue for instance, the statue market. All these guys on Facebook that are making statues, you see the same things over and over. It's a Savage Land Rogue now that's popular. You usually see a Wonder Woman. You'll see a sexy Rogue. You'll see a sexy Emma Frost. You'll see another Wolverine's made. There's friggin' thousands of Wolverines made, and they're still selling. That's because people want them. Yeah, I would revisit these Jessicas again down the line. If these sell well and people enjoy them, and I could put food on the table, I don't mind doing more, This is a Star Trek Jessica. Yeah, it's going to be a while before I can... your best bet is just hit me up like in the spring, summertime. See where I'm at. I'm still trying to catch up on all this past stuff. Yeah, that could work, Raccoon. That's not a bad idea. Keep that in mind maybe down the line if we redo these. I'm still trying to think of the next batch of stuff. I got a couple ideas. I gotta do some tweaking and sanding on this one. Oh, since I got the A's mixed up, I should probably So I was thinking for the next batch, I want to do that poison from Street Fighter or from ES Monster. So I'm really thinking of using that one for one of the boats. Where did I put that? Where did that freaking piece go? Did I drop it or fall? Some bitch, where did I put it? And then there's a couple other sculpts I've been looking at. What happened to that, dropped a nail somewhere. What did I do? Oh, I put it in the baggie. That's where I put it. That's where I put it. In here, right? No, here. Oh, here it is. Duh. Put the wrong one in. Damn it. Yeah, I like that poison a lot. Somebody on one of my the video I did for the Jessie, somebody mentioned Misty. I should do a Misty. So I was thinking maybe try her off of something. So I was thinking for the next batch of stuff, we would vote on 2 items, but the third one I would pick the character I want to do. So I'm trying to come up with an idea for something. I'm working out the ideas. I'm getting there. That's not going to work. Didn't you, did you get that, witch file, or that wizard file you wanted? Well, there's another Pokemon girl I was looking at too. I forgot her name. I have to go back and, look up the character. I got a couple good files on her. I think I'm going to have to just lock this in place, because I think if I try to pop it out, see, it just pulls it out. It's not going to work. I think I'm going to have to lock this one in. Oh, I was a dark magician, that's right. Yeah, I'm debating on what I was thinking of doing. There's a Vampirella kit that I saw I really like, and I would like to work and maybe make another Jessie off of it for the next batch of streams, but I was also thinking Misty. I don't know. I gotta toy with some ideas. But we gotta get these done first, of course. Well, that's the point, is to take the characters and spruce them up a bit. Yeah, I think we'll just do that. We'll leave the... I'll just paint it up. Well, let's see. I was thinking of using the poison for a sculpt. And I was thinking of getting that Deja Thors too as a sculpt. And then there was that one Vampirellic file that I was thinking of doing just to make another Jessie from Pokemon, just so I can do it and throw it up on eBay and try to catch up on some bills type thing. It's kind of, I'm trying to think of an item that I can do that might get me some funds, because I'm like, you know, helping my parents for so long, I'm stretched thin. So it's kind of like I'm trying to do a little extra on the side while I do streams that could kind of net me a little bit of extra funding. So that's kind of what I'm thinking I'm trying to do with that batch. I don't know who that is, Raz. I'll have to look it up. DoorDash, if I was to deliver, I would just work at a pizzeria, since we have friggin' thousands of them here. So that's the best way to do this one. Now, I just figure if I could just do a couple extra projects here and there while I do, you know, the stream stuff, I can help me out. But what I have noticed is side projects are sort of like risky now. For a while, I guess because it's just the economy. For a while there, I could do a side project and put it on eBay and it would sell for at least something. But as the market's been changing, I think people are just like, you know, they're just going toward that. I just want this one statue or this Holy Grail. So side market's kind of rough a little bit. I actually, you know, I was able to find like broken, damaged statues, convert them, and make money. But now I don't really find many damaged stuff. But even if I do, people want like full retail. So I'm looking more toward the 3D printed market because at least there I can print it out and I'm not breaking the bank, you know. So things have changed. Alright, though, if the economy crashes, we're all screwed, so it's kind of the situation. Where am I at here? Where the hell am I at? Alright. Okay, let's get organized. Okay. Alright, so as far as Star Trek goes, cleaning it up a bit, and I think we're good. Just got to get this finished so this could go into her hand. And also I got to do a little bit of the carrot, little of the stalk, carrot stalk type thing there. But I want to get this on her hand first. And just start cleaning her up. Otherwise, I think she's pretty much done. I don't think there's anything else to do on her. I don't know. Kind of liking the way the Star Trek is. Hey, what's up, Cherry? How's it going? I do have the stuff Raccoon recommended for the base on the Nun saved on Amazon. So I have to order that stuff when I get a chance. But we have to finish her up with the top part and then clean her up. Otherwise, the Nun is pretty much ready to go. I just gotta sand these arms down a lot. Gotta get these arms sanded down. Give her another priming session. Make sure I got everything. You know, I'm starting to see little things here and there I gotta sort of clean up still. Yeah, so the arms I gotta really sand down. But other than that, this comes out no problem. Doesn't hit anything. Finish up the head, and she's pretty much there. As far as police officer. So I sanded her down a lot. I still got more to go. I gotta finish up her arms. Gotta plan out how I'm gonna get the finger back in. Now she has gloves, so I have to fill in this fingernail stuff because we won't see fingernails. Just realized that. Let's see any fingernails on her. Roger's pretty much there as well. I gotta just sand him down, get him ready for paints. And I think we're pretty much almost there for paints. Am I missing anything major? Have I missed anything that we've talked about that I didn't put on these statues yet? Yeah, I didn't order the carrot yet for the beads. I found one on Etsy. I just haven't had the funds in my PayPal account to order it yet. Once I finish up this repair and I get paid with the funds, I'll order that. I don't like shifting money around too much. So I figured once I get, funds in there, I can order it. Now, would you guys be interested if I streamed on Picardo some nights when I paint? Only because I figure when I'm painting I won't really be watching the stream as much. And I could play some other music. Would you guys be interested in that at all? So I'm thinking if I'm just trying to think of, because streaming on YouTube without, when I go to paint, sucks, because I like to get into that music and sort of get in the zone. Yeah, I haven't gone to Picardo in a long time because I just, everything that's happened in the past 2 years, just, I haven't had a chance to really do anything. Devastator, yeah, it's Picardo, what Jacob said. I have an account there you could follow. So I'm thinking once these get ready for paint, I think I really want to get them done fairly fast. And I might want to stream on a Saturday when I paint it. So I'm just thinking that maybe what I would do is, because I really want to get these done now that we're getting closer to finishing them up. And I'm thinking maybe I can stream on Friday and then Saturday do short streams. on Picarto. So I'm kind of curious on how these would do on eBay as well. Yeah, it's good to follow me there, Devastator, on Picarto. And also, I do have a Rumble channel. They changed Rumble up where it used to be able to upload to YouTube and Rumble would automatically upload it, but they changed that to some kind of rule. But I would follow me on Rumble just in case YouTube ever kicked me off. I would move to Rumble right away. You never know with YouTube these days. There's such weird crap going on. And Twitch is a crapshoot, so I don't even think I would ever go to Twitch unless I had to. So let me ask you guys this too. If I was to stream on Picarto, what's easier for a lot of you guys to watch? Because the reason why I stream what I do on Fridays, because that's kind of like my end of the week. It's kind of, is it more like better at nights? Is these times okay? So it's the only problem is I don't like to try to work too much when I'm burnt out at night. What happens is, I think if you play regular music, you can't. They'll take over the video, and I think they put ads on there too. Yeah, I don't know. I just there's just too many things with like copyright music on YouTube. Yeah, Terrell, Twitch is kind of a cesspool. It really is. Yeah, Sundays are my, Saturday is usually my personal day to do whatever I want, even if it's personal stuff, but I'm trying to catch up on all this work. I haven't had a chance to, but with these, I kind of want to push them forward once they're ready for paints. But Twitch, I would probably get kicked off. Unless I was, like you said, an e-girl, then I could probably stay on Twitch. Hey, what's up, Matt? Yeah, Twitch, there's a lot going on with Twitch. There's a lot of, like, crazy political people on there now, and, there's, like, I don't know, I can't keep up with Twitch, and I don't really want to go there. That's a good plan, Raccoon. Sit there and work and get your free mount and stuff. Might as well. Yeah, that's why I like yeah, well, that's yeah. I don't know. I don't want to go. I don't want to do it. The only reason why I like Picardo is I can just play my regular music. The only problem with Picardo though is you won't be able to rewatch the stream. That's why YouTube keeps the stream on, and then people could go back and watch it if they miss it. So that's kind of like why YouTube is not bad. So we'll just do a couple streams here and there on Picardo. Yeah, I have to look. The only problem though, yeah, you have to pay for Picardo. You got to pay like a yearly fee for that. I'm not big enough to do that. I don't want to be big enough to do that. Also, I just like doing these small little streams, and that's it. I'm not trying to be a YouTuber streamer per se, and that's my only thing in life. So but like I said, we'll try a couple Picardos when I'm working on these paintings, just so I can kind of get in the zone and play music. No, I just, there's a, who was it? Yeah, if if I start saying like and subscribe, then that's when I become a, I can sell my bath water too, right? I can sell, instead of bath water, I could sell my airbrush water in little glass tubes. Well, I haven't done that with my videos yet, where you have the little like and subscribe pop up. I haven't done that on my videos yet, so well, we could do instead of a e-girl bath water, we'll do Vince Vale airbrush water, and we can grab, you know what we can do? There we go. There we go. And I'll grab my my nasty airbrush water, and we'll put it in tubes like this, and we'll sell. Yeah, you guys would buy a couple, right? Just think of the money I will roll in trying to sell that. Girl play figure kits? I don't know. Is it a Patreon? There's so many Patreon guys out there. I wonder if girl play. Oh, it's like Gundam stuff? Nah, yeah, I wouldn't know anything about that, really. Raccoon, there is weird people out there. Weird people. Well, didn't, wasn't it Japan or China? Didn't they have used underwear vending machines at one point? I know I'm not going crazy. I know that was a thing a couple years ago, right? Is it still a thing? Japan, yeah. So yeah, I'm not going crazy. Yeah, so that was something there for a while. don't know. I think the human race is doomed. We're all doomed. You were probably not in the right district then. Well, wasn't that ASMR popular there for a while on Twitch? Do they still do that anymore? Wasn't it like all those e-girls were like just breathing into the chat or something while playing the game? Nah, the young bucks, they're on their own. I got enough problems. I can't solve theirs. I think the chat's devolved tonight. All because of the damn e-girls. Sorry, it's like the old G.I. Joe saying, knowing's half the battle. So now we all know. Oh, Jacob. Yeah, isn't there like 4 of them that they do it for? I watch those YouTubers who always give updates on whatchamacallit, on like all the drama on YouTube, so I'm kind of up to date on that. I just forget a lot of the names too. Yes, Jacob, I do know. What was my favorite one was when he was saying, was it pork chop sandwiches or something? Was it pork chop sandwiches? I think that was it. Yeah, devastated. You're right. we're pretty much almost there. You know, I was talking to my friend the other day. Everybody was like thinking AI was going to be Skynet, but AI is taking over artwork and the porn industry. we thought AI would destroy us that way, but they're destroying us a different way. We're not going to reproduce like we did back in the day. That's what's going to happen. The governments will start paying people to actually reproduce soon. Oh, Jacob, well, didn't she, I thought she went into the pea industry. Didn't she go into the pea industry? I'm not allowed to say the word, I guess, but I thought she, went into that industry now. Actually, wasn't she the one that just had that home invasion, too? Didn't, like, a group of guys try to invade her home to take her Bitcoin or something? Yeah, it's probably just a publicity stunt. Anyone that does like a serious home invasion, I don't think they were gonna chase her the way they chased her and she got a gun and shot. So I think it's just publicity. Probably, she's probably falling off. She wasn't making the $1 million a month every year, so. Yeah, I'll have to reach out to him, JC, when I get a chance. No, Ace Man, AI didn't take us over. We're just talking about AI is taking over the sex bot industry. Yeah, they, I think that's why Hollywood is so pissed off, is because people like e-girls can make more money and do nothing. And they make more, and they're more popular too now, which is crazy. People who go to Juilliard school, learn how to act, go into a multi-million-dollar movie, and yet people drop money on farts in a can to some e-girl. I'm sure Hollywood's pissed off about that. Our society is doomed. I'm just sitting here laughing while I work on resin. We're doomed. That's why I said I'm selling airbrush border. I'm going to the dark side. Yes, I heard about that, Raccoon. Didn't she like regret it afterwards too? Uh, um, is that something to be proud of? I don't know. We're doomed. We're doomed. I always tell my friends, at this point, I wake up in the morning and I look outside just to see what the weather is. And if I was to see zombies walking outside, I probably wouldn't even be like, I would be like, yeah, just another day. I wouldn't even really care anymore. Just be like, whatever. And I'm sure, like we talked about in the past, somebody would be like, oh, zombie lives matter, you know, we have to take care of them. Like, just people have lost it. You know, Devastator, I listened to this YouTube channel. I think it's called like Sci-Fi Universe, and it's like story. It's like Reddit stories, I think. Unless it's AI stories, I don't know. It always talks about how humanity, when they become part of the galactic, you know, just God, like Federation or whatever, how humanity just screws everything up and they're just crazy. So I don't even think aliens would want us. I always say that aliens probably pass by our planet and be like, yeah, I'm not going down to that hellhole. Yeah, hopefully it works out, JC. No, I don't think Earth is a prison planet. I think Earth is the backwater planet in the cosmos. I think people are just like, you know, just, what was it? I think Family Guy did it when the aliens flew by the planet. They took like the Griswolds in the vacation. Roll up the windows. Well, if Earth is a prison planet, why am I stuck here? What did I do? I just work on statues. Why am I made to suffer? Or is it because of a past life? Yeah, my statues are up front. It's what's inside the statues you guys don't know about. It's all up front. The CIA pays me to do this stuff. See, the CIA likes to corner every little community. I'm part of that community for the statue stuff. My goal is to get Iceman to start using AI. He's the opposition. Yeah, Dev said they'll come back to check on us, and they'd be like, "Holy crap! They discovered space travel." They're like, "We forgot all about them." Nah, I don't think I'm interesting enough for aliens. I'm pretty sure, like you guys said, they're probably watching, like, streamers and other people, like, real world laughing at that crap. Or they're watching our politicians lose their minds, one or the other. I'm pretty sure I'm not even on the radar. I'll probably... Well, Iceman's probably the only alien in chat. He's probably like one of the few aliens that actually has a hobby, you know? Iceman's just trying to warn us about AI without warning us. It's probably like the rules. You can warn them without warning them. What is the old saying? Everything that's going on, they have to tell us. Like, that's like the intergalactic rule. That the powers that control this planet have to tell us what's going on. But they do it in a way that's deceptive through movies. So everything we hear in movies is actually what's going on. But they make us believe that it's not. That's a lot of those YouTube videos I watch. So yeah, we'll go toward that conspiracy theory stuff now. But That's the old theory. They are telling us everything, but it's through movies, so they could say, oh, you just heard that in a movie. The Y files? Let me see. I need some new stuff to listen to. I got
This episode of the Y.
Oh, I think I've seen a couple of these videos. I will save this. No, don't blow up Earth. Just tell your people, Iceman, to take away all the blue-haired people. They're the ones that are causing all the trouble. We need to start stepping away from idiocracy. We're coming dangerously close to that movie. Marvin the Martian. Wow, I haven't thought of that guy in a while. Yeah, he could save us. Alright, I am getting closer to cleaning these up. Finding a lot of... I'm not finding as many errors as I used to, so we're looking better. Let's clean this up here. Got some problems. Open by chance. I'll check it out. I've been watching that Toy Federation channel. The guys that buy toys and sell old toys and stuff. I kind of like just sitting there and seeing the old stuff that he buys, all the old G.I. Joes and all that stuff. It's just crazy to me how that's the stuff I grew up with and people are still trying to buy them up. Yeah, no, I just subbed to it. I'll check it out. Give me something else to watch every once in a while. I don't even turn on the old Mac Mini to watch movies or TV shows anymore. There's just nothing that interests me, so all I'm doing is watching YouTube stuff. Yeah, it's funny, Jacob. I had them too. I had the 57 Chevy one, the blue one. I had the guy with the mask. I had everything. It's funny, when I got that as a kid, I never played with it. I just took it and I put it on I always put stuff on my shelf. I really never played with the stuff. I used to just like to display everything. And I think it was during the lockdowns I sold it. Got a good penny for it. But yeah, it's funny too. When I worked at the public pool in my town back in high school one summer, and I was maintenance, you know. So I would always clean up the baby pool, and every time I pulled out the skimmer, there would always be weapons, and I would always see those mask figures in there. The comic book store that's by me too, he just got a collection of mask stuff in, actually. He must have just bought somebody's collection. He's got a couple of those old stuff in there. Yeah, I'm kind of past the days of the old toy displays. I got rid of all mine. I don't have any love to buy them again or display them. I enjoyed them while I could, and then after a while I was like, okay, I'm done. I'm just more into like specific statues, and that's about in comics now. Yeah, I think he's got that one there at that store as well. He also got a collection of superpowers, those Marvel superpowers figures, the old ones. I was like, oh man, it was cool to see him. I was like, I'm not buying them, but it was cool to see them on the shelf again. Yeah, same thing, Jacob. I didn't have like just GI Joes. I had a couple of GI Joes. I had a couple of masks. I had like a Voltron. Some Transformers. Never really just one collection. I had a high school friend who was a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle fan, so that's all he collected. He had like every turtle figure. But I was all over the place as a kid. But Transformers were my favorite. I would have to say, when I was really young, Transformers were my favorite. But then, once I got into comic books, I just kind of went toward comic books only. I kind of got out of the toy collecting, and I started collecting comic books only and reading them. Yeah, I have my Mirage. Mirage was my favorite Transformer, but he's broken in half though. It's on my shelf in my collecting room. That's the only Transformer I kept. Yeah, Soundwave. Everybody lost their tapes. Tapes were hard to keep. Those things, everybody would lose those things. My grandmother would buy us Smurfs, even though we didn't want them, but she would buy it for us anyway. She just wanted to get us stuff. So I had a huge collection of Smurfs I never really displayed. It just would go into the collecting bin. Had a bunch of He-Mans there for a while, but I wasn't really into He-Man. My brother was into Star Wars. He had a lot of Star Wars figures. But he was also older. I was too young for Star Wars. I only remember Return of the Jedi. But Transformers I used to watch every day. I sold my Smurfs a long time ago. Got rid of it. Like I said, during the lockdowns, I purged everything. I was like, it's all going. Lots and lots of auctions I did. Just lots and lots. Getting rid of it all. But yeah, we kept all our toys too. You know, we just piled them in bins and we left them at my parents' house. And then, you know, throughout the years I would sell stuff here and there. But when the lockdowns came, I sold everything. I sold all the Transformers, the GI Joes, whatever, all the Garbage Pail Kids. I purged it all. I was like, people were spending money like crazy. And I just said, I'll never get these sales ever again. So I got to the point where if I can't see it and enjoy it, I don't want it anymore. Yeah, they're reissuing a lot of 80s stuff again. I've noticed that. Not enough for me to go out and buy this stuff, but I know they are reissuing a lot of stuff again. But I know the collectors are kind of getting pissed off about that because they go out there and they try to hunt down these old toys and the old packaging, and they try to, put them back together, and they spend all this money, and then, it's valuable, but then all of a sudden they reissue everything again with like little new packaging, and a lot of collectors are like, well, instead of spending $1,000 on the one from the 80s, I could go and spend $25 on the new one, and just have the re-release and display it. So I know a lot of collectors are getting pissed off. I would be pissed off, if you spend like 5 years trying to hunt down like the G.I. Joe Tomahawk with the box, and have everything on display, and you spent all this money, and all of a sudden they're re-releasing the Tomahawk, with a little bit of a different packaging and a little bit of different stickers, and people are like, oh, I'll just buy the new one instead of hunt down the old one. So it kills the market, sadly, but the corporations figure we might as well make a couple bucks on it, It kind of sucks, though. I feel the pain of the collectors, because I watched that Toy Federation, and that's what he says has been going on. They're just re-releasing everything again. But if you're like in a position where, oh, I would love to have it on my shelf again, but I'm not spending $1,000 for it. But you can go over to, like you said, Walmart. You get it for $20, then people will do that. Yeah, Raccoon. On Toy Federation, a lot of people now are 3D printing all the missing parts, and a lot of people don't realize that it's 3D printed stuff, and they're buying it for a lot of money. Then when they go into Toy Federation, they're like, "Oh, this is a 3D printed piece. It's not the original," and people don't know. So, but if you're just a collector and you want it for your display and you don't care, you can get it 3D printed. So I noticed that's happening a lot now. And then I was watching Toy Federation. All those little guns for G.I. Joes? So, a lot of those guns, they know that if it was made during the Taiwan run, or the Singapore run, or the China run, and they had a little bit of a different hue of a black, or they had a line, it's like, there's so many variations to all those old weapons and toys, it's unreal. Well, that old Jetfire, a lot of that Jetfire yellows now. So he was pure white when he came out, but a lot of the Jetfires are yellowing too. So, and I know they re-released him like 10 times. And now there's like if you buy the old G.I. Joes, like the old G.I. Joes that are still in packages, the problem is the rubber band breaks at their waist. So if the figure is separated in the packaging, it lost its value because the rubber band dry rotted. So that's another problem too of the old G.I. Joes. The rubber band dry rots. So you have to be very careful in your packaging because it could have got graded at like a 9.8. But if he separates, all of a sudden he's down to like a 5. So, and then a lot of people, what they're doing is they buy up the old G.I. Joes, but say the bottom is yellowing but the top is white, they'll go and they'll find another character, and if the bottom's white, they'll take out the rubber band and they'll swap them, and they'll make a cleaner version. But everybody knows if you put a new rubber band on, because you can tell that it's, so there's so much to this collecting of toys, it's unreal now. Alright, I think we're kind of tapped out for the night. So all I really need to do, finish cleaning these up, but I'm happy with where this is. Next week we're gonna finish this up here. Get this nice and cleaned up. And I think after that, just fine tune and we'll be ready to paint. So for Star Trek, just have to get this communicator finished. None finish up the hair. And as far as the police officer, just clean her up. And I think we're pretty much there. And little bunny ears for the Star Trek. So these will look good on the base. I'm not going to even touch them. There's probably still a little soft still. Alright, so that's where I'm going to call the stream. A lot of fun talking about the state of our Twitch streams. But we're getting there. Fine tuning, detailing, and then we can start painting everything up. So that's where I'm done for tonight. So you guys have a good rest of your weekend. Iceman, don't blow up the earth. We need to finish these first. And then we'll see you next week. Alright, guys?